Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today we're going to be doing the daily reading for Sunday, December 20th, 2020. And today is a day that's ruled by the crown chakra and guided by death. And the galactic signature of today is the white rhythmic world bridger energy. And so the white world bridger energy is all about equalization, death, and opportunity. And it's this energy of understanding death as an opportunity. Understanding that life is made more precious because there is death. Death is the great equalizer. It's what brings everything back into balance. It's what holds and restores that balance. And when we have an appreciation of death, we can have a greater appreciation of life. This also speaks to all the different little deaths that we go through throughout our lifetime. This speaks a lot about ego death. This is allowing the old self to die, allowing whatever needs to die so that it can be transformed, right? It's very much that phoenix energy. And so this is a bit of a somber energy. It's a very plutonic energy. We're really being asked to dig deep within ourselves. We may be facing questions of our own mortality today. There may be a heaviness for some people, I'm feeling, just because we are within the 1221 portal right now, and we will really be experiencing those energies tomorrow. I am doing that meditation. It's starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be going live, just confirming that for anyone. Some people have been asking if that's still happening. It absolutely is, right? And so we're releasing a lot today. This is the metamorphosis, the transformation. We're really being asked to allow death to transform us into something new, to really allow what needs to die, and to step into the flames. We may be, a lot of us, that's where I was going with that, is a lot of people worrying about 1221 and what's going to happen and leaving loved ones behind and all of this. And really it's a major influx of light. Anyone who didn't watch the 1221 prep video, I definitely recommend you watch that. We talked about this. It's nothing but an influx of light to help move us and propel us along in our ascension process. Nobody's dying, nobody's leaving, and if they do, it's only because they are choosing to, right? But it's not as though we're automatically going to be separated from all those that we love. Although, when we think about that and we have fears coming up around that, we want to remind ourselves of the truth, which is that there is no such thing as separation. We are all eternal beings. And so if we transition from one reality, one dimension, one experience to another, that doesn't mean that either one of us is losing anything. It just means that one person is transforming in a different way. One person's death may be a physical death, right? And another person's death is an ego death, a transformation. And ultimately, we all have that physical death as well from these present bodies and present incarnations. And that's all part of the cycle. So really accepting that, understanding that, and embracing that. We're being called to embrace that today, to work through the fears of that. And to embrace ultimately what it means to be alive. When we embrace death, we also embrace what it means to be alive and how sacred this journey is. It gives it this added sense of meaning. And so it can be a bit of a heavier energy for some people today with that galactic signature coming through, but we're really being asked to release attachments today and to allow that transformation process to occur. With the rhythmic tone, we are also looking at organization, balance, and equality. And once again, this brings into our awareness death as the great equalizer, right? But we're also looking at how we can find balance within our lives. How can we find that balance between acknowledging the realities of death, of these different expressions of it, but at the same time that still enjoying what it means to be alive and really allowing ourselves to flourish within that, right? What things can we allow to die so that we do have more balance in our lives, so that we are able to flow with the rhythms of life, understanding that death is one of the rhythms of life, right? So all really tying in together with this tone today and the different ways that we can experience this energy. The affirmation for the day is, I organize in order to equalize, balancing opportunity. I seal the store of death with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power doubled. So it is a very empowering energy if we allow it to be. We still have those trines going on with Mars and Eris, which is helping with that empowering energy. But there's also a lot of energy that is a bit, it's a really interesting blend today of highly intuitive energies, right? We have Neptune conjunct the moon in Pisces. So a lot of emotion, a lot of intuition pouring in, a lot of psychic energy pouring in. But that psychic energy can sometimes, if we're not able to balance that, right, it can feel a bit overwhelming. And so we want to really stay rooted and grounded today. At the same time, we have the sun very conjunct Mercury today. They're less than a degree apart in the final degrees at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. And so there's a lot of mental energy. That's fire energy too, especially trining Mars and Eris. So a lot of mental energy today that can produce anxiety if we don't know how to balance that. If we don't bring in that higher spiritual energy, that intuitive energy to balance out all of that mental energy today. We also have Mars in that final square to Pluto right now. And so I'm feeling this for some people almost as like a very fight or flight type of energy that some people may be feeling today. And so we want to get out of that and we want to get back into that spiritual center, come back to our spiritual center, come back to our natural rhythm, to our natural flow, and not allow ourselves to get too carried away, to get too pulled into. It's like we want to acknowledge the darkness. We want to release whatever it's asking us to release, but we don't want to sit in that. We want to also bring in these high vibrational energies. We still have Saturn and Jupiter conjunct. They'll reach that exact conjunction tomorrow during the time that we will be meditating for those who are joining me on the live. Right, but they're in conjunction in Aquarius right now. So there is a lot of high frequency energy coming in. There's a lot of freshness, a lot of newness, a lot of really beautiful psychic energy. But there's also this intense energy from this white world bridger energy, from the square to Pluto that we have with Mars, from we have a square going on to Chiron as well with the sun. But Chiron's also making sextiles to Jupiter and Saturn right now. And so it's like we are synthesizing our healing process. A lot of the healing, we are internalizing that, and we are sort of really just integrating that healing process on our deeper levels today. But on the surface, with our mind, we may be at odds with that in our mental processes. It may feel uncomfortable to us, especially if we're really trying to analyze it too much. And so we just want to allow it to flow. We want to allow whatever's coming up today to come up and to come out, and to just breathe through it and allow it to be, and understand that there's such a massive influx of light that we are receiving right now, and it's really coming in strong tomorrow. And so we're releasing what needs to be released. We're purging a little bit to make room for that, and that's absolutely beautiful in and of itself. We're going to pull some cards and see what the cards have to say today. And where do I want to start? I want to start with the angels and ancestors. Clear. What guidance do we have today from the angels and ancestors? Guidance for 12/20/2020. 12202020. For those who are following the binary code, or the coding sequencing of the numbers that we have going on right now. And somebody mentioned in the comments, which I thought was pretty cool, that 1221, right? We have similar numbers to 2012, which is really fascinating. 2012, and so, or something like that. Some connection with the 2012, which was a really pivotal year as far as our ascension process, and really that kicking into high gear. So that's those energies really pouring in. So that's really fascinating and interesting, that connection there. All right. So we have the Druid coming out. Hold the space. And so this came out in the 1221 prep video too. This idea of holding space, of creating that sacred space and container for yourself, and really holding space for yourself and what it is that you're going through today. really allow, I mean, I'm feeling this more internally as opposed to holding space for others, although we may do some of that today as well. But this card is reminding me of the Hermit card in the tarot deck, which is very much about that internal journey. So holding that space for ourselves today, really dedicating ourselves to being with ourselves, to loving ourselves, to looking at what's coming up within ourselves and holding that space for our own healing right now. And then we have Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. And I love, you can see the pyramids down here, right? And so this is a very cosmic card that we have going on. So it's like your soul, especially with this hermit vibe that I was feeling, and it's like holding the space. Hold the space for yourself and hold the space for your soul to come through and communicate with you today and tell you what it is that you need to know. And I love how this is really playing into that 12/21 prep video that I put out last night for you guys, because it's like, this is what this is all about, right? Your soul will guide you. It will tell you what to do. It will tell you where to go. It will tell you what you need at this time if you hold the space for it. Your soul, and really your star ancestors too, right? Your star family, your family of light, they are really speaking to you and through you right now. And so really allow that process. Hold space for that process and really listen to what it is that your soul, how is it that your soul is trying to speak to you today? What is it trying to tell you? What guidance is it trying to bring forth? And then we have the Direction Guardian come out. Choose your path. As we said, what guidance is it trying to bring forth? It's trying to help you with your path. It's trying to help you navigate your future, okay? And this is the process, right? When we look at the 4 directions, right? The healing process, the internal, the process of really navigating our internal landscape and seeing what comes up there and choosing the path after we review our healing process, what it's taught us, what it's asked us to release, what it's asked us to step into. We then can move in that direction. And if we're not certain what that direction is, ask your soul, because your soul knows and it's wanting to guide you. It's wanting to show you where to go. If you hold that space for it today, if you allow yourself to be that container for your soul to speak. And then we have Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. And so this is so perfect that all of this energy is coming back out again. These messages are so strong, right? Pay attention to your animal guardians, how they are speaking to you, how they are guiding to you. There's a lot of bird imagery here that I'm noticing and paying attention to. With the owl, we've got the eagle. Of course, we have the lion and the deer and the ox and the panther and the raven or the crow. But there's a lot of that animal energy coming through that's wanting to guide you. And it's trusting your own animal instincts, right? And like, we don't want to be overrun by those, but we do want to bridge those lower instincts with the higher instincts and really meet in the middle and allow ourselves to be connected above and below, to merge our instinctual life force energy, our primal life force energy with our higher spiritual energy. And so that really coming in and telling us to trust what our bodies, this is for me, I'm feeling this really as trust your instincts. It's also trust your body. Trust what your body is trying to tell you about a situation, about your path, about what it needs, but especially about a situation and a path. How does it feel in your body when you're thinking about making a choice or a decision or choosing a path? How does that resonate? What does that feel like in your stomach? What does that feel like in your heart? In your shoulders? Where do you feel that energy? And is it heavy or is it light and inviting? Is it exciting or does it feel anxious? Right? So really pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. And then we have autumn, release the old and rest. So that process of releasing that we talked about that we're going through right now, the changing of the seasons, right? Stepping into that. It's like the autumn now we're coming up on the winter solstice is tomorrow. I keep forgetting that it's not officially winter until tomorrow, because where I live, it's very much winter right now. It is snowing again, actually, as I'm recording this. But we are, right? So it's releasing those final vestiges of the old, and it's that period of rest that we're coming into. We're really being asked to rest, to find that safe, sacred space and container, and rest and allow ourselves to be held in that today. And that releasing, letting what needs to die, that energy coming through. And then the Lord, take charge with authority. Where can you act with authority in your life? What actions can you take? Once you listen to your soul's guidance, you're then being called to take the action. But this is more just being your own authority and standing up for what it is that you need and putting your own needs first. I'm feeling with that take charge with authority card more than anything right now. Really knowing what you need and ensuring that you give yourself what you need today. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Shaman. Trust in higher forces. Trust in those forces that are there to guide you. Trust and understand that everything is unfolding exactly how it's meant to be unfolding right now. And allow that, trust in that process. Trust in this process of initiation, this process of activation that's happening. And know that it is happening for your highest good. Just know and understand that and be receptive to that and be receptive to whatever is shifting, whatever is changing, whatever is wanting to release. And now I want to pull a mystical shaman oracle. I've been really feeling these clear shamanic cards today. I did a reading with a client earlier and I started pulling some of these and I'm just really feeling the vibe of them. Today's really a day that's calling me to tap into those energies and that wisdom. So we're going to see what the mystical shaman oracle has to say for guidance for us as well. So it's like, I guess I'm feeling very much that we all want to be rooted and grounded as well, because these cards are very rooted and grounded. The shamanic type energies, the ancestral energies, are very earth-based. They're very nature-based. Yes, they're highly spiritual, but they understand the connection to nature and they understand the importance of being rooted as well as sort of expanding, right? As we expand, we want to remember to stay rooted as well. And we have the blade coming up. And so the blade is cutting away all that no longer serves. The blade is also our power. So this is really stepping into our power. We are receiving an activation in terms of our empowerment, in terms of our spiritual power. Our spiritual power is being upgraded right now. And so that doesn't always feel, there's a lot of intensity that comes with that. As we are reintegrating these aspects of ourselves, as we are calling back our power, there are situations, there are past experiences, right, where that power was not always utilized. It's so funny how this stuff is coming back up. It's perfect. Weren't always utilized in the most benevolent manner. And so it's really understanding, like, have a lot of us in this lifetime really needed to come into our powers and our gifts gradually so that we could have an appreciation for them and how to wield that power. And so it's really telling us to be mindful of how we're wielding our power as we begin to step into it. That's why taking advantage of this white world bridger energy today, understanding the sanctity of life, the seasons of life, the cycles and the phases of life, and the understanding mortality, understanding, like, having that very somber sort of understanding of the cosmic forces and our role in that and our responsibility in that. But also wielding that and using that. Really being asked to step into the utilization of our gifts and our power. And so we have the Jaguar, which is all about exploring the shadow realm, right? The Jaguar can help lead us through our shadow energies. The Jaguar, I'm feeling, can help lead us to our power. It's almost like the Jaguar is calling out wanting to be a power animal for some of us right now. And to really lead us toward this power, toward this blade, toward this realization, towards whatever it is that we are meant to wield, towards our gifts. But we're going to have to traverse the inner shadows of our terrain in order to get there. The Jaguar is fearless, though. The Jaguar is courageous. If you are feeling afraid, call on the Jaguar and he will lead you, walk you through your fears. Through your fears of your own power, even. And then we have the heart of the sky. So this is all about manifesting. This is all about creating through that heart center. So really stepping into that heart center as well. It's like, and that's the balance, right? We delve into our shadow. We delve into these lower realms. But at the same time, we stay connected in our hearts. And we keep command of that heart energy and that love energy, and knowing that even when we are traversing these shadows, love is truly all there is. And this beautiful process of co-creation that we are stepping into as we step more deeply into our power as fearless co-creators. And then the completion, the ending of cycles. This is a big completion energy, right? We complete cycles and then we move into new cycles. And that's the spiral. It's ever moving. It's ever changing. It never stops, right? It's the circle. You notice the full circle in both of these cards, understanding all of those cycles and the ways that they come and the ways that they go and the ways that they go deeper and deeper each time we go through another revolution of the spiral. We're going to pull some cards from the Conscious Spirit deck, the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck as well. And then we're probably going to pull an Isis card too, because why not? All right. Any guidance from the Conscious Spirit deck? We have Celestial Life, or Celebrate Life. I celebrate every day by honoring and respecting all life on Mother Earth. So that connection with the earth piece coming in very strong today. I'm noticing the jaguar here again, right? The root chakra. So once again, being rooted, being grounded, right? I have everything I need to survive and grow on the physical plane. So knowing that, feeling that connection as we connect to Mother Earth, as we root and ground into her, we know that we are absolutely supported by her. We know that's that energy. We pull that energy up from the earth to sustain us, to heal us, right? So a lot of healing I'm feeling of the root chakra for a lot of us today, as that's really getting an upgrade. And we think of receiving upgrades in our higher chakras when we think of these portals, right? But in order to really utilize and master and channel that energy appropriately, we have to be rooted as well. Our lower chakras have to be functioning. We don't just have upper chakras. There's a reason we have lower chakras too. We are earth beings. We are living in this physical reality. There are aspects of both that are important. So really a clearing out of that root chakra. And that's where some of this anxiety and this fear can be coming from today, is that energy of that root chakra being cleared and healed so that we have that deep connection to Mother Earth, so that she can sustain us and we can sustain her. And this working through this is more of our survival instincts, right? But it's like really moving past the lower vibrations of those. And then we have the heart chakra, so also an upgrade to the heart chakra going on today. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. So an upgrade going on for our heart chakras as well. That unconditional love energy coming in. And you notice how she's hugging herself in this card. And then we have the heart chakra here. I love myself. So it's really us understanding that we have within us everything that we need, right? When we work, especially when we co-create with spirit, we have everything we need. All of our needs are taken care of for us, right? And so really stepping into that energy and really appreciating ourselves and our own ability and our own empowerment and our own ability to be that dynamic force in our lives. And really just merging that heart energy, merging that self-love, really stepping deeper into that self-love. And we may go into some darker places, right? There are heavier energies. There are shadow energies present here, right? But when we do that, we get a better understanding of ourselves. We want to go into those places with unconditional love. We want to look at all aspects of ourselves with unconditional love and really shower every aspect of our being with that unconditional love. And then we have spirit guides coming out. I open my heart to my guides and trust in the wisdom they share with me. So really tapping into that intuitive energy, that Aquarian energy coming in, that Neptune conjunct the moon and Pisces energy coming in. Trust your guides. Trust the information that they are channeling to you. Trust your own higher intuition and wisdom as well. And then we have a nurturing heart. I am a protective spirit and reach out to all life with love and compassion. So being those protectors. Although I'm feeling like, yes, those of us who are in a place to be able to reach out to others today, we want to do that. We are feeling that quality, but even more, it's allowing ourselves to be protected. Like, look how that wolf is just wrapped around her, right? And she's in turn wrapped around this little baby here. So it's almost like we nurture, but we have to allow ourselves to be nurtured too. We have to allow ourselves to be protected. There's always somebody else behind the next person, right? Even the person that the protector and the nurturer has a protector and a nurturer, and so on and so forth. And so it's allowing that, it's nurturing and loving and extending that heart energy out into the world, right? To the people that we love, but also allowing them to extend that energy back and allowing spirit to come in and nurture us and love us, right? Allowing for that. This is that sacred space energy again that I'm feeling too. And then we have the moon goddess. I am in harmonious flow with the moon's energy in all phases of life. The cycles and phases energy coming up heavy today, right? Allowing for the cycles and phases. Being in tune with those cycles and phases and rhythms. And then sun goddess. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. And this came out in the 1221 prep video too. It's allowing the sun to heal you, right? For those of you who that is an option for. I can imagine the sun healing me. There is no sun where I am right now, but there is sun where some of you are. And even if there's not sun, I can sit here and close my eyes and call upon the energy of the sun. I know it's up there somewhere, right? And those rays can still come in and they can still heal me and support me. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else I want to pull? Oh, interesting. All right. I want to pull a sacred spirit card for you guys. Clear. Let's get a couple sacred spirit cards out here. Any final closing guidance? Any final closing guidance for today? What's going on? And we have astral travel, caution needed. And so with this portal energy, with these highly intense intuitive energies, there is a lot of astral travel that is possible. Some people may even be spontaneous astral travel going on for some. Just exercise caution with that. Make sure that you know how to protect your energy, how to shield your energy, how to do that safely so that you're not just kind of popping in all over the place. Like you want to exercise focus and caution when you are going about traveling astrally. That's why you want to be really rooted, right, with this root chakra energy. You want to be really rooted, and you also want to be utilizing your heart and using that as a barometer to help steer you toward the vibrational energies and where it is that you're wanting to go, and be very specific about where it is that you're wanting to go and who and what it is that you're wanting to connect with. But there is a lot of astral travel that is possible today and over the next few days. Well, always, but especially over the next few days. And then we have love and light, act with care, and divine will, let go of fear. Right? Your lower will, your ego will attempt to keep you safe and keep you confined because it wants you to survive. And it doesn't trust that you're able to do that when you really expand, right? Look at the energies in this card. That's really reminding me of the 1221 energy, the solar flares, right? The portal energy, all of that coming through, right? So you are being catapulted into your divine will, where your divine will. I'm trying to think of how to say that, how to explain that. Out of your ego will, out of your lower will, into your higher will, and what that has in store for you. And some of you may actually travel to other timelines or other experiences of like glimpses of this higher will and where that may lead you if you follow it. Some people may be granted some insight into that to help support them in their process. And then we have love and light, act with care. So this is whatever you're doing. This is, again, bringing it back to that blade energy. Understand the power that comes with authority, right? Or the responsibility that comes with authority as we step into our spiritual power. Ensure that your actions are for the highest good of all, right? When we talk about misusing our energy, what that means is using it in ways that are not for the highest good. And so a lot of us have done that in the past, and that's part of our fear with taking back our power. And so as we take back our power, we want to make sure we're not doing that again. We want to make sure that we are aligning our actions with the highest possible, the highest, most divine will, with working with those divine energies, really supporting them. What is for the highest good of all? That's what we really want to know. So really staying in that love frequency, really truly staying in that love frequency, and making sure that all of our actions, all of our actions are aligned with the path that we want to go. Remember, we're choosing a timeline right now. Do we choose fear or do we choose love? Do we choose greed or do we choose generosity? Right? And so do we choose distrust or do we choose trust and faith? And so we really want to, every single, like the timeline that we're moving forward on is determined by those choices. And so you want to be acting with care in every moment. Is this a loving choice? Is this the most loving choice? Is this choice in alignment with where I'm trying to go, with the person I'm wanting to be, with the life that I'm wanting to live? And if it's not, then we switch that, right? Is this serving my lower will or my divine will? That's the kind of questions that we want to ask. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have emotional challenges, resolve the issue. This is where all of that stuff is coming up today, all of that shadow stuff for many of us that needs to be resolved, that needs to be looked at. And it may be causing us some emotional turmoil, some anxiety. And so we really want to resolve whatever it is, whatever that issue is, and bring love into that situation, whatever it is, right? What is the highest resolution for this energy? What is in the best interest of myself and all others involved, right? That's what we want to think about, and we want to really confront whatever's coming up today. It's really important to do that. It may be uncomfortable, but it is so important to do that. And you are supported in that. You're supported by your ancestors, by your spiritual team, by the incredible group of souls on this channel, right? Who are all here to love and support each other. You have my support unconditionally. And so really face that. And like, the only thing we're doing is stunting our own growth if we refuse to face what's coming up for us. Right? It's still going to be there whether we acknowledge it or not. But if we acknowledge it, then we can transmute it and we can move beyond it. That's where our power lies, right? This is all about understanding where your power lies. Your power lies in the present moment. Your power lies in acknowledging truth and acting upon it, right? Yeah. I love it. This is good stuff. It's a bit intense. You guys are probably feeling my energy is a little bit more intense than usual. It's maybe not quite as up there, and it's a little more. So I'm really feeling this grounded energy. I'm really feeling this plutonic energy today, if you will. But it's all good stuff. It's all really good stuff. And we have underneath that meditation. Meditation and dark night of the soul. So there is that, those heavier energies, we're moving through them. Meditate, connect, right? Kundalini rising under that. I love it. All right. So just so much going on right now. Just sit with it. Just sort through it. Just hold that sacred space for yourself and your own illumination. Be that hermit today if you can be. All right. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock for our live meditation and anchoring in of this Age of Aquarius timeline, this positive ascension timeline for humanity. I appreciate you all so very, very much. If you like this video, like this video. There are links down below if you would like to donate, if you would like to email me. My email is down below. I also have a description of the different services that I offer. Please reach out to me if you want to do some work with me. I absolutely, absolutely love doing that with you guys. It is my passion. I will, like I said, see you guys tomorrow.